Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Tink from CZT Carole Ohl. All right. Actually, there are two versions of this. I'm going to start with version 2 because it's well, you'll see why. All right. So this is in based on a grid of orbs, but a little bit different than a straight grid. And here's what I mean by that. And let's see, I'm going to do, let's do 3 orbs across, and then we're going to offset them. So it's like, so I'm doing 3 here, and then in the middle, still making, about the same distance between the rows. Then I'm going to put an orb here and an orb here, and then go back to the 3. I have done this before where I set the grid, where I did the larger grid first and then put, the other ones in between. If that works better for you, give that a try. I know I had so much trouble with these. I'm calling it an offset grid. That's going to be my term for it. But I had so much trouble with these, and I don't know, maybe maybe I've grown. I don't know, but like I said, if it helps you, do, these first and then come back and put the other ones in the middle. Either way. All right. Then, and you will see, the reason for the name for this. It's, I like it because it's cute. Now, what we're going to do is, looking at columns, sort of, with the 2 columns, I'm just going to go with a zigzag like this. And just little sets of double lines, and we're going to zigzag our way down. It's really the first 2 columns of orbs, like that. And then just continuing, connecting them diagonally. And we're going to do that first. So honestly, whatever order that takes you in, I think you could do it this way. You could have done it across. But I think whatever you do that helps you to have fun with this and keep them straight, that's all up to you. Could even do this where you kind of go, oh, let's go all the way across. Oh. Like I said, we're just doing diagonals first. And since I went out of order as the example, it's like, okay, let's make sure we get all of these right. And you can see this kind of looks like, Tinker Toys. And that's, I believe, where the name kind of came from. All right, then we'll go down the columns, so with straight lines. And really, these first 2 steps, and I like the idea of doing it one direction and then do another direction. It just makes it easier. So if we go diagonal first, and then we're going to go down the columns. And so far, we're not crossing anything where we have to utilize the hollow bow technique. The next one, yes, we will. So that's why, that's why I like doing this in a certain order. And of course, I'm going to say, oh, but, you can, however you want to do it, you can do it. Because maybe you want to have a little bit different look. And who knows? It's your creation. All right, so then the next step is, you could always do this where you turn the tile and you're still going down columns, right? So either way, whether you like to think of it as going across or going down, it's up to you. I'm gonna just change my tile for ease of tangling. And so we're going to do the same thing, except when we come to a line, now these outside ones, and this is just because I'm doing it in a grid like this, but when I come to right here, I'm going to use the hollow bow technique, and that is, like this I'll show first. And as you see, I'm picking up my pen when I come to the line, putting it down on the other side, and continuing on. Now these are rather small, so it makes it really pretty easy. But that way, then it's like we've drawn underneath, and that is what the hollow bow technique is all about. Now, of course, part of me is thinking, well, I could take these all the way out to the sides, and then I could do little partials here, but I didn't feel like doing that today. I think this kind of has a neat look being self-contained like this. But that is something that you can do. You can use this as a fill-in, and then, take it. I'm feeling like I'm missing something, but I'm not. Actually, what's neat about doing it this way is you end up with a box and a box, and, this diagonal, and... yeah, it's neat that way. Okay, now let me share with you. Actually, this is version 2, and then this is going to be version 1. Really, this isn't really. Gosh, let me just look really quick at the date of this. 2010. It was way before they came up with the concept of crazy Huggins and all of that. This could be called Crazy Tink. So what we're going to do is just put different size orbs, however you want them. I should be doing them a little bit slower, so that way they can be kind of neat, but that's okay. So you could do it like this. And then the trick with something like this, is deciding, well, how do you want to connect them? And that's why I did this version first, because this is nice and orderly, right? And I think that helps to, it builds the context of the tangle. And then this is how we can play with it. So this is where you could kind of just decide. So for instance, it's like, well, you know what? I could start with a zigzag here. And you don't have to start with a zigzag. For me, it's like, that just helps. And it gets me going. I was like, okay, well, that's nice. And then, no. Because you can kind of decide, well, how do I want these to, for instance, like this, where do I want things to go under? And that's something you could just decide it on the fly if you want to. Could even just kind of do straight lines first, connecting like so, and then work on connecting crosswise. Let's do that after I've done this, right? But sometimes you might have to have a couple strategies, especially if you're the type of person that, needs to have a plan. If you don't, you're not even listening to me, I'm sure. And you're just like, whatever, Heather, I'm just doing. And that's okay. And so, we can connect anything that has a straight, a direct connection, even here where it's kind of narrow. And I would dare say, too, if you felt, we'll do like that. If you felt the need to add one, of course, you could go ahead and do that. All right, so then I was like, let's just, we'll start doing some ones. We'll go across here. And this is where you could kind of have fun with, let's go across here. Just kind of skipping here, skipping there. And so the other thing is, here I'm going to go underneath. And you don't have to connect each orb to another orb. If you wanted to, of course you could. And then let's see. And it depends on how many orbs that you have. I mean, you kind of want to be able to... well, no, I take that back. I mean, you can have as much going on as you want to. I'm just going to leave that at that. Let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's put... wait. See, and this is where you can think, it's like, I'm going to connect this to this. But before that, I was thinking about... what was I thinking about? No, I don't remember. Connecting... could connect this one all the way to this one. And look at all the points. I don't remember what the other one was. Let's do that first. That'd be fun. And then the trick is keeping your target, going from your beginning, but keeping that target in your sights, especially on the the first take through. The other, you can kind of aura that line, because if you want to have a straight line, and oh, here we go. Let's put this one. This might have been what I was thinking about to begin with, that I then forgot. But again, it's fun because you get to decide how you want it. If you want it really busy, you can have it really busy. If you don't, then it doesn't have to be. And well, I think I might. Well, let's see. What's funny is that they started ending up like little stars. Oh, I think I kind of like that. So here's something else that you can do, and I'm just going to do this on this one, because of course when we have orbs, one great thing to do is, there we go, is we can, fill them in. I put this orb here just so that way I'll have a little bit of that shine on purpose, and I like to draw them bigger than I think I want them, because it can always go down in size. And then too, if you forget, you can always, if this is kind of nice in case you don't have a white jelly roll, or maybe you just don't feel like messing with it, because it's plenty fun to do it this way too. I was debating on these little smaller ones. This is also offers an opportunity, just even if you're just filling them in solid, to kind of clean things up. Then you can also, if you need to make your orb a little bit more orby. Mine is just usually cleaning up, so like things like this where I've gone over this, I want to expand that a little bit, just because same thing. Not being careful when I pick up my pen. And then I usually end up with, what do I call these, little pigtails, or where I've gone over, or it's usually on the orb where it doesn't necessarily meet up. And so that's actually where I would, when I see those, or if I have like a little bump where they didn't line up exactly right, I was like, oh, I want to put my line right there. And that helps to cover it up. I love, figuring out course corrections for these kind of things. And as far as shading goes on this, well, these are rather small. Oops, one more. Oh, and see here, I can correct this one. This one needed to be a bit bigger because the way I had the line go. So that's how you fix it. Like, oh, course correct. That's why I came up with that word. And it just looks neat. You could do it either way. And for shading, gosh, several things that you can do. You can just leave it the way it is, or depending on what you're putting it in, you could, like shade the whole section. Oh, you know what? And actually, because this looks kind of neat as it is, but this, because it's a little simpler, I'm just going to put some. Oh, I just had a thought. No. I was thinking, oh, I could shade it like I do Hollabow, but that would be, it wouldn't actually. Well, it might work, sort of, kind of. Oh, and really, that's the only places that I have it crossing, right? I do. But you could also, well, let's do this first. Let's say you could also have it going, we could put some graphite around the orbs. And this, will be a lot more involved doing the other. And let's see. Oh, yeah. And see, that does look kind of neat. But for this, because it's kind of small, it kind of needs to have a little bit more. So why not? We'll just put a little bit on. Well, and then that would make that all dark, but that's okay too. If you have it coming out, let's just do this far. And Trying to keep it in the lines there. Now, of course, you could do stuff, you know, behind if you wanted to. This could be a neat, let's see. Oh, there was that one. Let's just see how that has. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's looking kind of cool. And as long as you leave some of the center, then it can look shiny. And it's not going to matter so much, you know, here where these are, you know, going kind of down underneath. Oops, forgot that one there. And it's like, this is one of those things where, well, you know, if you see what you like, and then think sometimes, you know, a little bit of, well, gosh, I think I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this to it, because I'm thinking next time myself, I'm going to make maybe these a little bit, make my orbs a little bit bigger, and then make the lines a little bit bigger, so I have more room here to have fun with the shading. Let's see. Oops. Just want to spread it all out. Just a, oh, but yeah, but you see, it still has a neat, even though I don't have a lot of room, if you're careful, and again, just leaving, you know, some space for natural tile color to come through, you still end up with a really neat effect. Like I said, and then, you know, this, you could do the same thing, but I kind of like the idea of looking at it, the difference between, so, because this adds some contrast with just filling in the orbs. Of course, you can do it on both. I kind of just like having both examples here, just to kind of, you know, show off both the things that you can do. And I don't know, so if you, well, you know what, I think I'm going to leave that one. I'm thinking, oh, I could put one here. Nah, I'm going to leave it, because it's kind of cool. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm just noticing it looks a little bit, let's bring that focus in a little bit, there we go. If you enjoyed this, we'd love to have a thumbs up. Feel free to share it, and if you like it enough to see more, and you have not yet subscribed to the channel, I would love to have you be a subscriber. Of course, subscribing to the channel is free. In the description section, you will find step outs, both mine, as well as this was featured on Zentangle.com newsletter. And so what's neat about that is if you take a look at it, you scroll down, and you can see a sample by Maria, a sample by Rick, a sample by Carol, and one by Molly. Oh, there's two by Carol. And just, you know, it's nice to see those examples. Gives you some neat ideas. And I think I might throw in a separate link. They have on this, you know, I can just leave it. There is a link at the bottom that says, please see this blog entry for this issue. Well, you know, maybe I'll just put both in. It might make it easier. But anyway, if I forget by the time I'm putting this together, there is a link to see higher resolution images, and it says they have a step of Rick's. I think he shows, he shows how where he put the orbs. So, so anyway, with that, I like you to have fun and like you to explore, you know, lots of ways to do it, and to have extra fun. And you know, either you know, might have fun just trying to replicate, or it will spark some idea, and you'll just, you know, do something else that would be, you know, inspirational for other people. All right, with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.